Obviously, I'm referring to Ben Shapiro, someone who I cannot believe continues to amass any sort of an audience whatsoever.
Gigantic, dude.
Anyway, he's back at it with predictably cringy takes, and obviously he's long been atrocious on this issue. Going back, you can find some of the most just disgustingly vile and racist statements about Palestinian people from Ben Shapiro that he doesn't bring up anymore, obviously, for obvious reasons, but that do exist. You know what I'm talking about if you've been on the internet for a while. Yeah. Anyway, someone who I actually do like quite a bit, Hasan Piker, took him to fucking task in a glorious fashion on his show the other day. And I thought it was worth playing because I just thought it was really quite a beautiful deconstruction and destruction of this line of insidious logic.
Okay, and this is, by the way, why you are seeing Jews getting beat up in different places in the United States. Yesterday in Florida, there was a truck that was driving around Jewish rallies saying Hitler was right.
What the fuck? Dog, are you fucking insane? I wonder in Florida, the guy who was saying Hitler was right, I wonder what his political motivations were. He was probably a Ben Shapiro watcher, you fucking jackass. Now that's one. Those are your people, you fucking piece of shit. Two, like imagine fucking creating a ground for so many white supremacists to pop up on YouTube in your fucking alt-right pipeline and then getting upset when they come out against you because you're Jewish. So that's one. And two, the literal Trump supporters. The left murders Nazis. The left doesn't create Nazis, you fucking idiot. What I am confused by is he's trying to claim that this is creating anti-Semitism among Nazis in America in Florida? What the fuck kind of take is this, dude? Yeah, fuck those Nazis. Except when I call motherfuckers like that Nazis, Ben is literally the first person on the line to be like, hold on now, hypothetically, what if this person wasn't anti-Semitic and only demonstrated their white supremacist attitudes towards Muslims and blacks, which I agree with, in which case they probably should not be robbed of their youth and robbed of their future. Hypothetically speaking, we should protect the freedom of speech of these people, unless they are anti-Semitic, in which case, hypothetically speaking, then fuck them. Ladies and gentlemen, hypothetically, what you are seeing here are a bunch of Palestinians saying Jews will not replace us. Hypothetically, none of these people are actually Ben Shapiro fans, but instead, they are all technically Palestinians. Look, here's another photo of a bunch of Palestinians. Look at all these Palestinians here. Yeah, like literal neo-Nazis, dude. Hitler was right. Neo-Nazis arrive at pro-Israel rally in van covered with hate speech. These guys wearing...
And that's so fucking true, by the way. If you've seen footage from these right-wing fucking rallies, obviously they're filled with anti-Semitic people. On the other hand, Zach and I went to the protest for Palestine here in Kansas City. We didn't see any anti-Semitism whatsoever. And if anything, we saw direct refutation to this bullshit idea that Jews and Muslims can't be together in the same space.
There were plenty of Jewish people
advocating for the liberation of Palestine at the protest in Kansas City, standing side by side in solidarity with the Muslim community. No friction, no tension whatsoever. But again, go to a right-wing protest, you're going to see fucking Confederate flags. You're going to see a bunch of racist shit, an iconography. Look at the fucking January 6th riot. Literal white supremacist iconography everywhere you fucking look. So this is such bullshit. And also, because I've heard this coming from a few different voices, this notion that in your efforts to free Palestine, you've actually set the agenda back 50 years as far as anti-Semitic, thanks to this protest, thanks to this outspoken, social media activism and stuff, anti-Semitism is back and all this shit. If that's true, because, I haven't been looking at the statistics, but if that was true, that would be the fault of the government of fucking Israel. They're the ones that have the power to stop this. Everyone that's speaking up and resisting, they have literally no power whatsoever. They are just trying to do the only thing that they can do, which is to use their voice to try to help the oppressed people. So again, if the government of Israel, if their actions are creating conditions for anti-Semitism across the globe to spread and to pop up, that is their fault. They need to stop what they are doing so that people don't conflate them with the Jewish ideology, because what they are doing is in the name of Judaism.
What the obvious thing is that what Hasan is making the point just over and over and over again is that it is Ben Shapiro, it is Donald Trump adjacent, Steven Crowder, all of these, I know everybody always makes fun of me when I say alt-right because it's an antiquated term, apparently. Whatever these like harboring, white supremacist, neo-Nazi, whatever the fuck people. These are the people that are going to be perpetrating real acts of brutal anti-Semitism that obviously needs to be condemned, just like hatred of any people. But it's coming from the people who are watching Ben Shapiro. It's not coming from the people who are watching Hasan Piker, as he makes the point.
No, absolutely not. And when anti-Semitism truly does rear its head in the American political scene, it's usually almost without fail from right wingers. Even people like Donald Trump, who was hailed by Netanyahu, for example, for moving the embassy to Jerusalem, was a notorious fucking anti-Semite that had a laundry list of anti-Semitic statements that he had publicly said ever before he became president. Again, that's someone that the likes of Ben Shapiro and his fans would support for president. But apparently don't see an issue with. But then they will spend all day, every day, pointing the finger at Muslim congresspeople like Ilhan Omar for accurately pointing out the monetary influence of AIPAC, which is immense, absolutely undeniable. Accurately just describing what's going on in terms of corruption. They will, immediately be labeled anti-Semite and genuinely harassed unfairly because of it. So. I just think it's crazy. The hypocrisy here, the projection here is off the fucking rails.
SS t-shirts, I mean, they're Palestinians. They have a Palestinian flag, hypothetically, so they must be Palestinians. I mean, look at them. They seem to be really big advocates of Palestine. Like, how can you look at this story and be like, I can't believe that the Palestinians would do this? Master race. Why is everybody who says master race looks like they Heil Hitler, dude? Literally, everyone who's master race is just fucking, sorry to say this, people are going to get mad because I'm like ugly shaming or whatever, or body shaming, but like, god damn, dude, just fucking hit the gym first. You know what I mean? Not to sound too much like Jordan Peterson, but honestly, just find your fucking chin, dog, okay? Maybe then you can at least act like, there's like some fucking supreme behavior going on there. Motherfuckers look like they hate Hitler.
Not everybody who doesn't like Israel is an anti-Semite, but every anti-Semite is anti-Israel.
My favorite part was just as I got up.
Again, that's so fucking true. Lots of people that love Israel, some of the people that worship Israel are these fucking right wingers that have a long and sordid history of being anti-Semitic, like people like Donald Trump. Like I said, some of these
like Pompeo.
Yeah, and again, a large part of the reason why so many, theocratic-minded Christian conservatives are so damn supportive of Israel is because it's part of their end times prophecy.
Not because they give a shit about Jewish people. They actually hate most. That like the uber evangelicals are usually the ones who are the most anti-Semitic. And literally a big part of the reason why so many right wingers, people like Pat Roberts or whatever the fuck, like the reason why these people want Israel or Jerusalem rather to be controlled by Israel is because it's part of their biblical prophecy that under those conditions only can Jesus return. I mean, also, and I'm not 100% sure about this, but isn't the reason that a lot of really religious people they're skeptical of Jewish people is because the theoretically Jewish people killed Jesus and some shit like that, right? Isn't that why Mel Gibson went on that whole shit, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's all of that going on too. And it's like, no, like that is the right wing. That is the right wing. So it's just an obvious head fake fuckery. Mm-hmm. Like Gavin and I are lefties, obviously, but we also, I mean, we don't believe in fucking God. We're not religious people. We have no reason to be motivated in any fucking direction by what our, quote unquote religion thinks about this other antiquated quote unquote religion. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so many people in powerful places do, and it creates these weird contradictions that we've seen outlined here.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of the whole the Jews killed Jesus trope, actually a quick recommendation, if anyone hasn't seen it, watch the South Park episode about Mel Gibson and the Passion for the Christ. It's hilarious, and it's actually one of the best explainers kind of into that exact historical phenomenon, which isn't even actually historical because it continued into the modern day via the Passion of the Christ, which was the modern iteration of this extremely anti-Semitic tradition where they basically have like a reenactment of the crucifixion where a bunch of stereotypical Jews would crucify Jesus.
If you're curious, that's where a lot of anti-Semitism comes from.
Yeah.
Just as much as you can, people on the right always want to argue that anti-Semitism comes from the religion of Islam. So much anti-Semitism comes from Christianity.